It's time once again to talk about time. If we had to simulate all aspects of reality, no simulation game would ever reach the edge of town. They might not ever get out of the tavern in which they start in your classic fantasy game. Well, that's a bit of an exaggeration, I suppose. The point is that we need to focus on time the same way we focus on other types of information in the game world. We need to separate it, categorize it, and prioritize it. We must compress time, and we need to skip huge swaths of it. We need to dilate and slow sections of it, and above all, we need to account for all of it in this style of play. Time, and the ability to know what has transpired and act upon that knowledge, is the framework of the reality in which the characters live. We cannot, in this style of gaming, take liberties with time for the sake of dramatic convenience or excitement. To do so ends simulation, shifts it to narration, and it simultaneously disregards the characteristics and abilities of the characters to get things done in a certain period of time, and it disregards the decisions made by the players. For example, if they preempt the villain's plan by being prepared, by being intelligent, they deserve their victory, even if it would be more dramatic for them to arrive just in the nick of time. I'm telling you, the people I grew up playing with hated arriving in the nick of time. Arriving in the nick of time means your character was lucky. It doesn't mean that they were good. And it doesn't make for a better story, especially when it happens again and again and again and becomes cliche. How about letting what actually happens happen for a change? Be true to time. Keep it. Track it. Be honest about it. It's a primary building block of the world, and the players need to be able to rely on it. It will determine whether or not they get there before someone or arrive long after. It's one of the key components to their success or failure. The characters are bound to it. The plot is built from how it interacts with the decisions the players make, with the knowledge the characters acquire and choose to use. Twist it, slow it, quicken it, jump metaphorically back and forth in it. But don't break it. Time compression across all the game styles is fairly similar, so we don't need to get into too much. But one thing that kind of surprises me is splitting the party. This, at least among older gamers, this is one of those things that is always, it's a foundation principle. Don't split the party. And I never really questioned why for years. But I revisited this question when I read through Hollow Earth Expedition the first time by Exile Games, the creators of the Ubiquity role-playing system, which I mention a lot because I really enjoy it and think you should check it out if you like awesome games. In there, they explicitly say, split the party. They encourage you to split the party. And now they're coming at it from a narrative point of view, actually. Just to be upfront about that, in that when you bring them back together and when they're separated, you can use that for dramatic tension and the creation of a great pulp story, right? The creation of a genre. And in a future clip, we will be getting into simulating genre, but not now. But anyway, my point is, they were so, or they worded their advice so strongly that I had to smile because, from the simulationist point of view, you're tracking a lot of information, you're tracking a lot of time, and the idea of the party splitting up just means you're multiplying all the information that you have to track. It sounds like a nightmare. Of course, in reality, it's not that bad, and here's why. What we're focused on is not the story. We're not focused on when do I have to bring them together and what kind of dramatic scene can I generate. We're not focused on that. We're focused on arbitrating what happens. So if they choose to come back together, they choose to come back together, and we ask ourselves, how long would that take? All right? It's not a big challenge. And so we can have just as much fun with this element of the group splitting up and and going off into small teams, and when will they come back together, and the group gets the fun of trying to coordinate their actions while separated. Right? How much time has passed? You know, so great scenes like in Mission Impossible, where the hacker outside is watching through security cameras and trying to open doors and stuff for the main character. These can all go on, and the thrill of managing the skill of doing that can fall on the characters instead of on you. So I like that.